All right, so the work-life balance between America and European countries is drastically different. And I know all of the stereotypes, we work too much, all we're focused on is money, to whereas like some Americans look at Europeans as if they're possibly lazy, and I don't think that, but there are stereotypes out there. Today we're going to get a little peek inside of everyone in the real world and their thoughts on work-life balance, or just working in Europe from an American's perspective, or a European in America. Should be fun. I stumbled across like one video and I was like, this is a good topic. I'm super interested in it. So yeah, smash the like button and let's dive in.
So I just received my first pay slip as an American living and working in Scotland. And I look at it and I'm like, whoa, like this is more than I thought I was going to be getting, right? Because I calculated out based on my salary, based on taxes, like how much I'd be making month to month. So I go check my pay slip and I'm like, where are the taxes? Why am I not being taxed, right? And so I reach out to HR because I'm like, is something wrong? Whatever. But I go do my own research. I talk to HR and I find out that Scotland, and I think actually like the UK as a whole, does this thing called personal allowance. So it's like the first 12,000 or so pounds that you make, you don't get taxed on. And this was like shocking to me coming from America, where I was taxed on like every single penny that I made. And so this was just so exciting to hear that you just like get a certain set of money that you make and it's just like not taxed. So love you for that one, Scotland.
That's pretty crazy. I didn't know that. I'd be curious to see what she gets taxed though after that. Does it like get made up because the tax rates are higher than in America, or depending on how I hate getting into this because it all depends on where your income level is, but that's pretty cool though. Like not getting taxed on that much money. What do the comments say? Kind of ironic that America fought a whole war over not wanting to pay an ungodly amount of taxes to England, only to still have to pay an ungodly amount of taxes. Yeah, I hate taxes. I think everyone hates taxes. Some people like paying it, and I get it, but taxes suck. So is your company hiring? Because I'm trying to live in Scotland. Someone says, cries an American. Versus US, where they even tax unemployment benefits and Social Security. Is this person thinking that they don't get taxed in Scotland? I don't know. Wait, are you working for a Scottish UK company as a US citizen in Scotland, or do you keep your US job and are working in Scotland remote? Yeah, I'm kind of curious too. She probably has a follow-up video on it.
Now I'm going to work for my next 2 hours, and then I'm going to be back at the bar, have a glass of white wine and a little tramezzino, and then I go back to work for 2 hours until noon, and then I go for an aperitivo, and then I go home for lunch.
Wait. Is he having wine at what, like 10 o'clock in the morning? This is the Italian way of getting things done. This is the way they have been doing it forever. All right.
And a little tramezzino, and then I go back to work for 2 hours until noon, and then I go for an aperitivo, and then I go home for lunch, and then I sleep until 3, and then I go back to work until 4. And at 6 o'clock I go back to the bar and have an aperitivo, back to work for 2 hours, and then go home to have dinner. That's the Italian way of working, and it works.
Hey, if it works, it works. I ain't complaining. I ain't mad at you for doing what you like doing. I personally like getting my work done as soon as possible. I do kind of spread it out, I guess. I mean, I work from 7 till about 6 at night every day, but I have that much to do. I could get down with like having a beer or a glass of wine at like 10 in the morning. I would never get anything done. What do the comments say? For lunch, we have something cool like a blah of chocolate or something. Why are they typing like that? Oh, he's doing that. Is this guy actually Italian? His name is Massimo Capra. I would imagine he is. I'm going to follow him. He's pretty funny. Mr. Lahi said it best. Be sober enough to know what you're doing, but drunk enough to really enjoy doing it. I would love to like get on here and make videos having a couple of drinks in me. It would be really bad for the channel though, because I would probably say some offensive things that somebody doesn't like. Sounds like a great life. The perfect work-life balance. Yeah, dude, he's living his life. That is the epitome of work-life balance. I've been wondering why my Lamborghini has been on back order for 3 years. Someone says productivity at 12%. All right, let's go to the next one.
I'm an American living and working abroad in the Netherlands, specifically in Amsterdam, and it is officially my favorite time of the year. Let me explain. One of my favorite parts about living here is the work-life balance, and the reason I love May-June time is because you get something called a holiday allowance. What this basically is 8% of your annual salary topped on to one of your monthly salaries, and it's supposed to incentivize you to go on vacation. So they're basically paying you to go on vacation. It's not like I work for some cool company or something. It's literally required by Dutch law for all companies to give you this. It's also required to give you at least 25 paid vacation days a year here, so it's pretty standard for people to take really nice vacations. I feel like it's such different mentality from the US. I personally grew up never going on vacation because my mom just couldn't take time off from work. It's one of the reasons I'm so grateful to live here, and it's honestly made me love the 9 to 5. I can just shut my laptop at 5 p.m. here and enjoy my life and take nice vacations and just enjoy my time off.
That's actually, I'm so jealous of that. I mean, I don't work for a company other than, I guess, technically Google employs me, but yeah, you know, I want to be able to take time off. I think the thing is with Americans is we just can't afford it. I don't know how y'all take so many vacations or holidays over in Europe. Is just the cost of living that low that you have a ton of extra money? I guess it's just super expensive here, but there's plenty of countries like Switzerland or Norway, even Sweden a little bit, that are pretty expensive to live in. I guess you just make a lot of money. I don't know. I have no issues with taking time off. I can take any time I want off, but I just don't have money to go anywhere. All right. How difficult is it to get a job there for an American who only speaks English? I have no idea. I can't answer that. Do you think it is possible for USA to adopt good things from Europe, like free healthcare, cheap daycare, paid vacations, etc.? Yeah, I think it's possible. They're just not going to do it. The U.S. government will not do that. I've tried to explain to friends of mine in the USA, they can't believe it. Yeah, the average American's like, wait, you get how many days of vacation a year? Don't forget, we work less, but work way more efficient as for example, Americans who working longer hours, but doing way less as the Dutch do in less hours. Yeah, what was it? You know what I would get down with? What country does this? It's like a 4-day work week, right? They work Monday through Thursday, but like 10-hour shifts and then get 3 days off. And they found that the productivity went up on those 4 days than doing 5 days at 8 hours. It's like, hey, and that's how I feel too. I'm like, because I only work 4 days a week. And I would rather work 12 hours or 10 hours, 4 days, 4 days a week, 3 days a week, and then have more time off. But yeah, to each their own. All right, let's go on to the next one.
Hey guys, friendly reminder that it's almost summer, so if you work with anyone in Europe, this is really your last chance to contact them for the next 3 months. They're going to be on holiday or completely unreachable or Che is blowing me, mate, for, the entire summer, and you're going to have to do their jobs for them, and you can't complain because then you're like a bad guy. So get in your conversations now, say goodbye. You probably actually won't ever see them again, so yeah.
I think I feel a little bit of jealousy coming from his voice. He's like, these mother effers get the whole summer off and I gotta keep working. It's the Euros this summer too. I think this is a video from last year, but it was in May of last year, so it was right before summer. Sounds like a womp womp for those without annual leave allowance. Someone said, don't hate the player, hate the game. Yeah, he seems a little sour about the fact that they get more time off. All right.
Are you almost ready for work? We're gonna be late. I know, man. I'm not going to work today. Why? It's Tuesday. Bah, y a les grèves. There's strike. Nothing is working. But there was a grève. There was a strike last week. Bah oui. And are you guys just always on strike? Oh là là, les Américains.
Oh gosh, that's funny. Yeah, the French. Yeah, you guys are always on strike. There's like always protests. No, we've talked about this. The French always love revolutions. Yeah, and yet the country still runs. They may have a point. The amount of school we skip because of Le Grève? Le Grève. It should be shocking. The conditions are so bad they require striking often. Yeah, they're just kind of got a point there. Never let the employer get too comfy with your labor. All right. I wonder, so is she American? Juliet, pasta girl. Just an American who lives and works remotely in Europe, staring out the window, wondering how no one else needs to work. I'm jealous. Hey, look at where you're looking out, though, while you're working. Holy cow. That was beautiful. I'll sit there and work right there. That was gorgeous. Someone says that's called Malta, not Europe. Because you're probably looking at tourists, especially in that area. Kids and uni students are on their summer holidays too, so a bit more activity. There is no country of Europe. There's always one. Most European countries have a state-mandated minimum amount of vacation days. In Malta, it's 24. Usually most people take that time off at the same time, which is why Europe slows down during summer. All right, so Americans are jealous. At least she put in there that she's jealous.
People do not understand the difference between work ethic and life ethic. Yes, Americans put a lot of effort in work because literally that's the only thing they do in their life. They then wake up at the age of 50 and realize that they have been lied to, that the career they had to focus on for the rest of their life didn't really care about them a lot. And so you wasted 30 years of your life doing something you don't like because of your work ethic. However, when it comes to life ethic, meaning putting actual effort in relationships, in friendships, in what I call the social welfare, not the political welfare, which is your community helping you and you helping your community, it's another story. America is founded on individualism, which on one side I love because of what enables you to become free at the purest extent. On the other though, when some bad stuff happens, you are left alone. I mean, you have one of the most solitude-based people in the world. Depression in your country is the highest in the world. People are lonely here. Look at your dating numbers. 60% of men here are single and don't know what to do with their life. And women are right behind them. And don't come telling me that, oh yeah, I can do everything by myself. Bullshit, you're in denial. We were born to be in community, yet you're purposely choosing to be alone. Because having good relationships is hard. It requires you to invest money, time, and effort into people over the long term. Even when they don't give you at that moment what you want back because they might be in a tough situation.
What's crazy is I don't follow him. I'm going to follow him, though. I've seen this guy quite a bit. This is from 2023. And what's hilarious is he's actually become so Americanized. Seeing a video from him from 2 years ago to the way he talks now is like night and day. It's like way different. And I'm not throwing any shade at him. It's just the mentality is a little bit different now. Back then when this video was posted.
It is embedded in generations.
He's got a point here, though.
I have friends that have been friends of my family for the past 2-3 generations. And there's a lot of things we know that we don't agree on, but we still talk, we still fight, we still make peace, and we go on and we give ourselves gifts and stuff, and it's just part of the way we are in Italy. So although I'm pretty lonely in America, because most people I get to meet here I cannot hold for long term, I always have somebody to talk to. I have these longer friendships that are instilled into my being. So when I talk about laziness, I'm talking about laziness of life. It can also be laziness in
of
life in general. Cooking instead of going to Starbucks. Cooking instead of going to McDonald's. Going for a walk instead of sitting on your couch watching me talking to you right now on TikTok. You want everything now because you're used to buying stuff on Amazon. They're not microwaved like the shit you eat here. But who am I? Just an Italian living in America.
All right, comments say hustle culture in America is so toxic, we literally have brain rot. So many languages, and this guy chose to speak facts. Hey, dude, where do people come out with these comments? Work to live and not live to work. Mediterranean outlook on life is close to stress-free. I'm from the Caribbean. I agree. Working 70 hours a week is not a flex. No, it's not. As a Mexican American, I know this conversation isn't about us. Tight bonds, cook at home, emotionally, financially supportive. I love it. Yeah, I love it too. He's got a good point there.
Yeah, so I used to go to work at like 11 a.m. But I told my boss I go to the electro nightclub dance party Bonanza so often that I need my beauty sleep. So I've been going at like 1 and he's so chill with it. It's so nice. Yeah, in at 1, talk to some of my buddies, just have kind of like a nice time. Back home at like 3, then I have lunch, then I have tea, then I drink my whiskey and my wine, then I go out with my friends at like 5. And then straight to the dance club night party Bonanza, and that's my day. Honestly, that's work. My leisure is when I go into the office for 2 hours, just like nothing really going on. Have you seen me at the dance club night party Bonanza? That's me working. Look, I'm working. I'm going at it. You know that that's work. That's my favorite cigarette. Why are you smoking my favorite cigarette in front of my face, trying to make me so jealous? At least have the decency to puff it into my face. I'm going on a hot boy walk and you may not follow. You're so obsessed with me.
What is it with the dance club party Bonanza? Americans, I have to work at 5 a.m. and get off at 8 p.m. But if I'm lucky, I'll have a 30-minute lunch break. 30 minutes, literally. It's like a 30-minute lunch break. I feel like everyone kind of gets 30-minute lunch breaks, no? Then I have lunch. I'm in the States and I got a call mid-shift that my mom had passed away, and they asked if I really needed to leave because it was inconvenient. That's crazy if that's true. That's absolutely bonkers. Go to work 1/2 hour to 2/2 hour. I want to do the accent so bad. I'm curious if Samuel is American. I haven't even looked at it. I've seen a couple of his videos.
German corporate is where immigrants are trying to make friends with Germans, while Germans are also trying to make friends with Germans. Germans don't do small talk at lunch. They microwave their food and your self-esteem. To get a printout at a German office, you need patience, grief, your birth certificate, and all 5 stages of IT support. I once cracked a joke in the team meeting. They scheduled a session about tone and professionalism. Being an immigrant in a German office is like being in incognito mode. No one talks to you unless something is broken. At the Christmas party, they asked me if I was a new intern. I worked there for 3 years.
Oh, that's crazy. Is he Indian or Pakistani? I can't tell. I really think this country needs a social campaign in encouraging people to form human connection and friendship. Bro studied Germans more than his degree. That's hilarious. Germans try to make German friends. That was a good one. Someone says, okay, as a German, why is this so real? All right.
And send.
Different generations working with European
Be
colonies.
out of office from June to September? Huh? Oh, no, you won't be able to contact them. They do this every year. It's already June. Yeah, they're not going to respond until September. Yep, I know. It's crazy. We have a Spain office? Okay, let me put in a request for that one. Maybe I can get 5 weeks off, too. So you're telling me the whole entire continent takes off
like
summer like it's school? Hold up, like 2 months? That can't be possible. How did they get so much PTO off, but we get 2 weeks? Riddle me that one. Don't even try emailing. I already got it out of office from a few of them. Yeah, so we're just gonna have to cover the workload. Approved, I'm going in a couple weeks. Okay. Donde está el office? Ever tried asking a French guy for a Q3 forecast while he's barefoot on a sailboat? I need to change locations and go work in France. So who covers for them and how do we get in contact with them? Don't be silly. You're joking, right?
Someone says US is a third world country. Okay. As an Italian, I wish it was true. She's pregnant, so she should be back in 4 years and 2 months. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end it there, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I had a blast checking these out. That was really fun. Make sure to smash that like button on the way out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.